Alex the Showman Bowman out at Hendrick at the end of the season? I don't know about that, man. We know he signed up at least through into 2026 or through the 2026 season. He gave his interview today. He denied it. He said he made the phone calls. All the bosses told him they have no plans on switching drivers now. Who knows? What's going on, y'all? I'm Brandon Atlanta Man Bang, coming to you live right here, Coach's Corner, the center of the universe, Thunderbolt, Georgia. Another episode of Rubbin' and Grubbin'. Rubbin' is racing, grubbin' is tasting. Man, look, I'm already set on go. I'm off for the next couple days. I'm ready to go to Atlanta. Me and Lawrence going to be there, repping the Turn 2 crew, man. Atlanta Man Large in Charge will be there, baby. So, going to be a good one. Got a lot of friends. I like to call them family all coming up. So, going to be a great time, man. So, if you're at Atlanta this weekend, be on the lookout. I'm not hard to find. You know where I'm at. But getting right into it, we like to start it out. Word of the day. If you're new to the show, the way we play this game is Lawrence going to throw a word up there. I have no idea what it is, but every time I say it, take a sip of your favorite adult beverage. I always say it's age appropriate. If you're under 21, man, get some Kool-Aid, sweet tea, Red Bull, stay up late, play along. Last week's word was throwback, which I said it maybe a couple times. I don't know, probably not that many times. I don't know. But at the end of the day, this week's word is going to be, I have no idea, man. So getting right into that NASCAR news, I tell you what, anybody that tuned into that Darlington race, the Southern 500 this past weekend, saw a great one. I got more to speak about on it in a little bit, but I feel like that should be the cutoff for the regular. That should be the regular season finale every single year. I mean, that turned out good. But Chase Briscoe, baby, I'm telling you, man, slick as snot. Figured out a way. Go ahead and get that win there, man, and lock himself into the playoffs headed into Atlanta this weekend. We've seen an owner of his do something very similar in the Chase at some point in time. So, I mean, what the hell? Could it be a walk-off championship for Briscoe? I'm not betting on it, but if y'all want to bet on it, y'all can go ahead and do that. But at the end of the day, great win there for that team and all the former employees over there at Stewart-Haas Racing. I tell you what, that's a lot of people that got laid off and are looking for jobs, and just what a good way to band together and go out and get a win. So glad to see that happen for that whole Stewart-Haas camp there for sure. Tyler the Hamburglar.
Come on, man.
Reddick wins the regular series championship, man, which I really, the point system we got is just, it's crazy to me. I mean, Kyle Larson got the most wins on the season, led the most laps. I don't know, you know what I mean? Just stage wins probably in points, and Reddick somehow wins it. I mean, at the end of the day, hey, I mean, I'm glad that Denny finally got a championship in the Cup Series. It was just a regular season championship, and it was an ownership and not a driver. But I'm glad to see that for Reddick, man. I tell you what, that is going to be the bread and butter over there at 2311 for a lot of years to come. And I really think you're really starting to see the talent that this young kid and driver has, man. He's only going to get better. So love it. Hope he continues to succeed in the Cup Series and get those wins. I mean, like I said, I don't dislike him. I don't like him. It's not my favorite driver. But at the end of the day, man, I tell you what, the kid's got some talent, and it's really starting to shine through. Yeah, he might need a diaper. Tony needed a diaper a time or two, too. I mean, you probably got a pointer from the owner on all that. But, hey, Brandon Jones, little Xfinity Series news, man. Brandon Jones headed back to Joe Gibbs Racing in 2025. As we know, Jones has been driving that 9 for Junior Motorsports over there and just really hasn't had a stellar season to talk about at all. And making his return back over there to Joe Gibbs. So we'll see what he can do. And there's a couple young dames that are interested in that 9 seat. We'll see what Junior and that whole camp decides to do and who they decide to put in behind the wheel. But at the end of the day, whoever does get in it is going to have a really good piece of equipment there in Xfinity Series. So keep an eye on that, and I'll keep you guys posted for sure. So haven't yet, y'all, go out, like, share, follow all that social media out there, man. Lawrence does a great job with it. You can find us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Most importantly, go out, hit that YouTube channel, subscribe, rubbing and grubbing. Man, you got stuff. We're giving away all kinds of stuff. The helmet's going, the shirt's going. I mean, everything's going here probably this weekend. I think Lawrence said he's going to give away the helmet this weekend. We're going to have some little lives going on this weekend as well. I got to get in touch with some other guys out there and see if we can do a couple little cameos on some shows and get them on ours like we did earlier in the spring. So going to be reaching out, but stay tuned because this stuff's going away this weekend. Somebody's going home with it, man. But like I said, like, share, follow. Hopefully the more eyes we get on the show, the more eyes we get on the charitable events we do, not only on Checkered Flag for charity, but here at Coach's Corner in general, man. So getting back to it, man, Alex the Showman Bowman out at Hendrick at the end of the season. I don't know about that, man. We know he signed up at least into 2026 or through the 2026 season. He gave his interview today. He denied it. He said he made the phone calls. All the bosses told him they, have no plans on switching drivers. Now, who knows? They might have to keep it under wraps. But he's been linked to the Spire Motorsports 7 car in the rumor mill. So I don't know. I tell you, I think Alex is a really good young, talented driver. You want to talk about a guy that worked his way up from the bottom to the upper tier of the sport. I don't think it gets much better than Hendrick Motorsport Equipment. So had he been able to go out and maybe have the success that he hoped for and maybe they hoped for, maybe not. But at the end of the day, he got a win this season, and he, doing his thing. So we'll see how far he can go. We'll see what round he makes it to in the playoffs, where he ends up next year. But I would believe what Alex says. I don't think Hendrick does business that way. Now, I've been wrong the last few weeks, y'all. I'm telling you now. I could say it right now. Rick Hendrick wouldn't do business that way. And 3 weeks from now, you might hear he's out of the car. I mean, I don't know how it's going to go, but I think he'll be there at least for next season for sure. So charter talks before the playoffs, man. This has been a hot commodity here. NASCAR is trying to get this charter system laid out and done before we get into the playoffs this weekend. I don't think it's going to happen. They really wanted it over so we could focus on the sport and the playoffs, but I don't think it's going to happen, man. We're going to see where it ends up, but hopefully they can get the ball rolling in the right direction, get it tightened up here pretty quick. They need to, that's for sure. So that'll do it for the NASCAR news, man. We're going to do right into that checkered flag for charity, baby. If you're new to tuning in, the way we like to do it is whatever car number wins, we donate in. Briscoe in the 14-1. Anything under Christopher Bell is always a $20 bill. Another $20 bill in the square bucket brings the total up this year to $16.30 on what we've been going on now. So not too bad. We raised a little bit earlier, gave that away. We're still doing it. We still got some events here at Coach's coming up, some good music out here in the Sound Garden, some other things going down. So we'll probably be able to raise a little bit more. But again, it's all for great causes, stays local right here in the Savannah area. So as we tell everybody, man, nickels, pennies, dimes, 10, 20s, 150s, whatever you got to give, throw it in, donate it in. You get to feel good. Again, it's helping somebody or some organization out right here in the local area. And hey, like I say, man, keep it up. You get to pat yourself on the back. That's what I like to do, man. We throw it in, we put the money up, and you guys enjoy it. So again, if you ever come up to Coaches, man, throw some money in, stop your waiter, your waitress, find John and Adele, management, whoever, let them know you want to donate in and check your flag for charity. They'll make sure it goes to the right spot, y'all. So before we get into this who's hot and who's not, we're going to pause for station identification right here on Coach's Corner Sports Network. I'm cutting back to 2 days a week, y'all, and Wednesday is always going to be one of them days for some cold Bud Light. After this weekend, though, because I probably will be drinking Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And depending on how Sunday goes, I might have to wake up and drink a beer before I leave Monday just to feel somewhat normal. But we're going to find out. So pausing right here, station identification, Coach's Corner Sports Network, y'all. I needed that one today, too. Promise you that. So getting into the who's hot, man. Now we're getting into starting the playoffs, and I'm just going to say it. Kyle Young Money Larson takes over the top spot again. Again, like I said all the time, this guy, the crew chief combo that he has with Cliff Daniels and the equipment he brings every week, they're a contender every week. Now, whether something goes wrong or not, that's on them. But at the end of the day, this guy shows up fast every single weekend. So I expect him to make the final four, which we'll talk about here in just a little bit. I'll give some predictions. But at the end of the day, man, that 5 team is strong. And again, Chevy, great organization, best organization in the sport. He's going to make a run for it for sure. Another Kyle makes the hot list, man. We're strictly going back over the last 3 weeks coming into Atlanta, and that's 3-Chai Kyle Busch, baby. I tell you what, not my forte by no means, but 2 runner-up finishes, and then a week before, 4th place, another top 5. Going back to Atlanta where you see how close that was. He almost had that one locked in first part of the season, but came up just I don't even know if I can measure how short that is. Pretty short. But at the end of the day, been running really good, and he has nothing to lose. I mean, he's out of the playoffs. He didn't make the playoffs. All he has to go out and do is win. That's it. I mean, it's not about finishing second any longer for that team. It's records or checkers, man. So we'll see what Kyle Busch can go out there and get done. But at the end of the day, I'll keep him on the hot list right now headed into Atlanta for sure. And you guys know I can't leave him out. Coming into home track. Chase the Bulldog Elliott won there the last time this race was you know what I mean, there. I mean, come on, man. He got it locked in, baby. I mean, Elliott's going to do it. I mean, I'm telling you right now, he's a lock for me on betting all weekend long. I'll take the 9 car. Again, consistent all year. hadn't really got the wins. We got the one there at Texas. You know, I don't know if he's really even had chances to go out and get some other ones, but at the end of the day, moving forward, got to get some stage wins, got to win some races. We need to come out the gate right here at Atlanta, lock it up, win, and then we'll worry about the round 12 when we get into it, man. So go get them, dog. That's what I'm talking about. Speaking of Bulldogs, before we get into that who's not, we're going to go ahead and drop it. I dropped the score last week. What did I say, 37? What did I say, 37-17, Lawrence? I was close on the dog side. I thought Clemson would have showed up a little bit more than that, but I should have known better. Yeah, I know they're going to choke. This week, we're going to drop 50 on them. I don't know. We're going to go 51-10. And the 7 will be scored fourth quarter with about 7 minutes to go on our, like, 4-string defense. I have no idea. But at the end of the day, we're hunting, man. Y'all saw that game against Clemson. Yeah, it started out a little slow. We ran that right out of them, baby. Like I said, Tennessee Tech this weekend. I don't even like to give scores for these games, but I will. We dropping 50. 51-10. That's my prediction right here. Go Dogs, baby. Getting into the who's not, Corey LaJoy on the not list. Man, I tell you what, I hate it because I like Corey. I don't know if Spire gave up on him or he gave up on Spire, but I think both of them gave up because, man, outside top, I don't even know where he's like 33rd in points or something crazy. Not a good season. I expected more out of him for real after we've seen the last couple seasons of where Spire's kind of grown into and done. And just, man, choked it up on that end in that 7 car, supposed to be that leader. And again, you know, he's on to newer and bigger adventures and Spire is as well next season. So hopefully we can have a strong last 10 races there for Corey and maybe get him off this not list, man. But right now, he is definitely on the not list. Austin Dillon, again, still on the not list. I hate it for him. We're going to talk about some more stuff like that, but you guys know why. I mean, come on, man. Again, outside top 30, that's just horrible. Horrible look. Didn't really have much going all season for him outside of that Richmond race, which we all know how that ended up. But at the end of the day, man, hopefully it gets better for him. I like Austin, too. He's a fan of the show. You know, he did a little cameo on it. He gave us a shout-out. He's a fan of the show, man. So I don't want to hate on him too bad, but he's been on the not list out of 26 weeks that we've been doing this. He's probably been on the not least at least 20 of them. I know that. He's been on there for a while. Sorry, man. That's going to do it for the knot. We ain't going any further than that, man. We're going to get into this Darlington recap, and I'm telling you guys, what an amazing final race in the regular season right there. I tell you, I love it. I talked about it. I would rather go somewhere where these teams and drivers and everybody has their destiny in their own hands. At least they can go out and try to bring a good car, run really good, and lock themselves in the playoffs. Daytona doesn't do it for us. We ride around. We have a good car. Somebody in third gets spun out and wrecked, and from third to 19th gets taken out. You know what I mean? I hope NASCAR really goes back and looks at it and goes, man, that was great. And, I mean, it had everything at Darlington. We had the drama. We had the long-run cars, the short-run cars. We had the tire strategy, the pit strategy. We had it all, man. We really did have it all there at Darlington. So, NASCAR, hopefully, after next season, we already know what that schedule looks like, but maybe going into 2026, we start seeing this championship race or regular season race run at a normal track, not a super speedway like a Daytona or a Talladega, but we see it on a 1.5 miles or at Darlington again. I tell you, I don't think there's any better place to be on Labor Day weekend than Darlington. That's just me. That's the way I look at it. So good race there for sure. So again, like I said, Chase Briscoe was able to hold off Kyle Busch, man, and go out and get that win. First one on the season. Good win there for, like I said, Stewart-Haas Racing. We know they're closing up at the end of this year, getting rid of a lot of those Chargers, man. So at the end of the day, man, I tell you what, it's a great run for the 14 team. I like that. And, you know, I like Chase Briscoe. Again, he's not my cup of tea, not my favorite driver, but he doesn't do anything to make me mad. I think he's got some talent. We'll see what he can do when he moves over to Joe Gibbs Racing. He's got some really big shoes to fill there in that 19 car, Martin Truex Jr. They expect you to win. It's kind of like Hendrick. You go to JGR, you go to Hendrick, you go to Penske, they expect you to win. And you only get a short amount of time to win because if you don't, you're gone. So we'll see what he can do. But like I said, good win there at Darlington for Chase Briscoe. Kyle Larson, a few other drivers look strong early on, man. I tell you what, him, Tyler Reddick, they all look strong. First part of that race and just wasn't meant to be for him there. You know, they faded out, but I tell you what, it was good. And speaking of Tyler Reddick, like we said earlier, got him a diaper or something. He wasn't feeling good at all. Asked for some Tums, asked for this, asked for that. And man, I tell you what, it's got to be a hell of a feeling to be, you know, these guys prep for this kind of stuff. They hydrate in a way, they eat in a way, they're very scheduled in what they do. But sometimes it just happens. Nature happens. And I don't know the gist of it. I don't know if he, I don't know if he pulled the Tony Stewart and shit him up, because clearly he got out of the car and, went and did his thing for the regular season championship. He didn't run to the holler first and then come back. But at the end of the day, if he did, it doesn't make him a less man to me. You know what I mean? It happens, man. A wise man once told me, never trust a fart. And that's a wise piece of advice for sure. So hopefully he's feeling better this weekend in Atlanta when he gets there. I expect him to run good again. So, again, like I said, really good run there at Darlington, and great way to wrap up regular season championship there for Tyler Reddick, man. All in all, like I said, another great, amazing race there at Darlington. Again, a crown jewel in NASCAR. It is somewhere that I tell you what, it's an awesome place to go. And how we only went to Darlington once there for a while, I'll never understand that. How did we only go there one time a year for a while? I mean, that was just horrible decision there. Well, I mean, it's NASCAR. They make horrible decisions all the time. They're making some horrible decisions next year for 2025 too. But at the end of the day, it's their sandbox. They'll play in it. Do whatever you want to do. If you don't want to play, pick up your toys, go home, get the taco truck, ride at home. But what, street race, Darlington downtown? I think they should do it in Dawsonville. You know what I mean? And you should have to do your pit stops at the pool hall. You know what I mean? Like, that should be the pit stop destination. I don't know. We'll see what they do. So getting into the playoff picture, man, like I said, we're locking it in. We started up coming in this weekend in Atlanta. Hey, the win by Briscoe there shook the playoffs up big time. We had a great playoff battle going between Busher and Bubba there, and Ross Chastain trying to make it happen. And Briscoe just sealed the deal for everybody. So a few guys that are out, like I said, Kyle Busch, Ross Chastain, Chris Buescher, Bubba Wallace, all missing the playoffs this year. And I'm pretty sure if you go back, I thought that Ross Chastain would make the playoffs and be out in the round. He wouldn't make the round of 8. He didn't even make the round of 16, man. So there you go. Right once again on that one. But they still got a lot to prove on the season. Like I said, they still got to go out there and contend for some wins, especially Busher. I think a guy, and Bubba, I think two guys that really ran consistent all year, and were right there and just kind of had some bad stuff go down at bad times. They really didn't need to happen. Those two guys can go out and win a race and kind of revamp headed into next season. So we'll see what they do, man. So a little predictions here. First 4 out, 16 going in the round of 12. My first 4 out. These shouldn't be rocket science for anybody. I'm not taking one that a lot of people are taking. The 2, the 21, the 99, and the 14 are all the first ones to go. They're the first ones to go. And I know Suarez won Atlanta here in the spring. I know he did. I'm just telling you guys, I think they're the first ones to go. When you go out and you look at points, stage points, playoff points, what they've earned, one slip, one bad DNF, one wreck, one 28th place finish against the guys that they're racing against, and everybody else doing good and they're out. So again, those are my first 4 out. Final 4, I'll make this prediction. And this is a hard one to do because we still got 10 races left. This is a hard one to do. But my final 4, I'll take the 5, I'll take the 11, which I think I said he wasn't going to make the final 4, but I think now I changed my mind. I'll take the 11. I'll take the 9 of Chase Elliott, and I'll take the 20 of Christopher Bell to make it. Yeah. No Ford. No Ford in the final 4 this year. Ford's going to slip up. Only shot they're going to have is Talladega. Unless one of them win. Well, it doesn't even matter if they win this weekend or not. Only shot they got is Talladega right there. I don't even know. At the end of the day, I don't think a Ford makes it. I think Ford's all the way out. I think NASCAR, like, it's going to be 2 manufacturers, Chevy and Toyota, and you heard who it's going to be. That's my final 4 predictions. I'd love to hear y'all's. So if you're watching the show, man, comment in there, throw it in there. If you watch on YouTube, comment on that, throw it in there. Let me tell you who you got out first round and your final 4 prediction right now. Now, this will change. I mean, I'll come in after, going in the round of 12. I'll tell you the next 4, I think, going out. And anything can happen. I mean, hell, Kyle Larson could go out this round. I don't know. Anything could happen, but those are mine, man. Love to hear y'all's. So getting ready to get into this preview there at Atlanta, but before we do, we are going to pause for station identification one last time right here at Coach's Corner Sports Network. Cheers, y'all. It's Wednesday. I can't wait, man. I got to pack tomorrow. I got some things to do tomorrow. It's kind of bittersweet for me because I'm missing out on some good events this weekend that I wish I was going to be here for, but I'm not. I'm going to be gone. Me and Lawrence are going to be nut to butt, hanging out in the camper. You know what I mean? Got to cuddle. I mean, that's just what you got to do on the infield, man. You got to stay warm whether it's cold or not. But no, man, going to be a good time. Can't wait to see everybody up there. Love you guys. And Lawrence is laughing at me. But anyways, man, that's right. Anyways, man, cheers, y'all. All right, man. Can't wait to get back to the home track. We'll be pulling in there Friday. I'll be there Friday afternoon. Got some buddies there tomorrow. But pulling back into Atlanta, going to be an awesome race, man. The one and only time as of right now we're seeing Atlanta Motor Speedway in the playoffs, opening it up. What a better place to open it up than Hot Atlanta, man. I mean, for real. 1.5 mile super speedway. This track is going to be so unique in 2 more years, man. I'm telling you, it's going to be like anything. We have never seen anything like this. I think this race is even going to be more different than what the spring was. I think you're going to see multiple packs of cars running in a way. I think that once we get a little more weather wear on the track and those tires fall off, man, oh man, it's going to be something real serious and real dangerous to watch. So, like we said, man, 99, baby. 99. Won it in the spring there, Daniel Suarez. Can he go back-to-back and sweep Atlanta? I don't know, man. We'll see. We'll see who locks themselves into the round of 12 right here. If anybody does. Hell, it might not even be a playoff driver that wins it. It might be somebody else. But tune in Sunday and find out, man. And as always, keep your eyes open for Atlanta, man. We'll be over there in turn 2. You know where we're at. Keep your eyes open, man. We might be on something, so make sure you tune in and watch the race. Better yet, come up to Coach's, man. Savannah's NASCAR, home for NASCAR in the hub right here. Coach's Corner, Thunderbolt, Georgia, baby. Top 5. I tell you what, Lawrence going to like this. Number 1 on the list. It's the odds, man. Ryan Blaney. Young Ryan Blaney, number 1. Ford, cussing already up here. I'll throw $1 in there. Again, where'd he come home? 2nd, 3rd? I don't know. You tell me. Close enough. Good super speedway driver. He knows what he's doing, man. He figures out a way to be there at the end. So I'll take him first. 2nd for me, Kyle Busch. There we go. I told you. He's right there again, man. Been hot over the last few weeks, like I mentioned earlier. I think this is a place he can go out and get it done and keep the nose clean, stay out of trouble. Qualify good. Kyle Busch might be up there contending for that win. Now we get into the nitty-gritty. 3. Come on, baby. Chase the Bulldog Elliott. You know he's hunting for this win right here. Hey, we saved it all. You know, he was real hot last year heading into the playoffs and just kind of fell off. This year, not so much, man. We just been consistent. We're getting ready to crank it up. Atlanta right here. Chase Elliott coming home with the checkers. You heard it here first, baby. 4. It's another Ford. Got to be. And I'm going deeper in the field than what they got. I'll take Joey Logano. I'll take Logano to win Atlanta again. Like I said, been quiet. Hadn't been the best, but he knows how to get it done. He's done it before. I'll take him. 5. 6 car. I'm taking Brad Keselowski. I didn't even put Kyle Larson on this list this week, y'all. Yeah, Ford heavy at Atlanta. I mean, I'll take it. You know, I'll take it. I mean, shit, they're good. Super Speedway, they're good. So we'll see what they can do. And those are my top 5 dark horses. I'm going to go real dark. I'm going to go definitely dark this week. 38. I'm taking freaking Gilliland. I'm taking Gilliland to have a great run there in Atlanta. I'm not going to say I hope he wins. That'd be great. Yeah, we're going to bet on him now that I said it because there's no telling what can happen, all right? I'm taking him. I think he does decent. We'll go top 10. I think he gets top 10. I think he gets a top 10 finish at Atlanta, but definitely if he finds himself in the right position, he might go out and win it. And another guy that's been cold all year, I think that might be able to go out and have a decent run. We'll go Ross Chastain. I'll take Ross Chastain. I think maybe the Watermelon Man might be able to go out and have a decent run there at Atlanta. We'll see how it goes. But 2 guys been cold. Definitely dark horse you got to watch out for. Those are 2 of them for sure, man. So getting ready to get into that money line, baby, presented by Redfin Polarized, which I don't have any sunglasses on. This is actually one of the nicest days we've had in like 3 weeks out here. Lawrence told me his. Hey, I'm telling you, it's beautiful out there. Like I said, whether it's a wall hanger or you got money on the line, make sure you see it clearly with the best polarized sunglasses on the planet. Redfin Polarized, baby. Italian frames, Carl's Ice lenses. These things are made for the woods or the water. Make sure you go out, check that website out. When you go to checkout, find something you like, use code Rubbin'n'Grubbin15, save you 15% right there, man. Knock something off on it. So, like I say, man, as always, live life fins up, and Redfin Polarized, baby. Getting into the money line, the odds are great, as any super speedway. Opening odds, come on. It doesn't matter if it's Daytona, Talladega, or Atlanta now. Odds are great. Ryan Blaney opens up as a favorite, plus 1,000. You know what I mean? Plus 1,000. 3-way tie. Him, Kyle Busch, and I don't remember who else it was. All tied right there at plus 1,000. You drop one down, 1,100 on the next guy below him. I'm looking a little deeper. Like I said, you might as well go ahead, chalk it up. Chase Elliott, Christopher Bell are a lock for me. I'm taking both those guys. Elliott comes in. Where's he at? I'm pretty sure he was at like 1,500, 1,400. And then I was telling Lawrence, Christopher Bell, they got him locked in at plus 2,000. I'll take that. Good little super speedway racer and good equipment there himself. But make sure you follow social media. Lawrence is going to keep you up to date on who we lock in on Saturday and Sunday for those races. We're going to be pulling for our boys. Zach Case will be there at Atlanta. As always, we look forward to seeing him either before or after. He's a busy man. Seeing him before is pretty hard, but we'll see if we can see him before. But I know he'll definitely stop by and swing by and see us after. So we're going to be pulling for Zach Case team on there, as always, man, showing that support. And I got to hit him up Friday whenever we get there Saturday, see what's up, and definitely go down and see him, say what's up to everybody. Like I said, those are two you got to follow. We're going to lock it in. Cannot wait, man. Xfinity's going to be a good race. Sunday is going to be an amazing race. So you guys, like I said, tune in and watch it out. And love to see what tickets you guys are trying to cash. Show me what you got, because we'll see if I missed something or not. But follow us out there on that social and see what Lawrence throws up there, man. Demasi went Larson? Oh, Demasi's going Larson. I like it. Oh, Coach, hey, not a bad bet, Coach. I mean, hey, you might as well take him anywhere you go, He's got a chance. All day, he got a chance. So get into that hard right turn, baby. But before we do, got to give a big shout out. Lamar's Body Shop, 35-plus years, taking care of all of Savannah's auto collision needs. The best auto collision service in Savannah. I'm telling you right now, best team. They don't cut corners. They don't fade the funk with you, man. They do everything and anything that they can do to get you back on the road the best and quick, as fast as possible as they can. Again, 2301 Skidaway Road, hop, skip, and a jump from Coaches. 2301 Skidaway. It's right around the corner, man. As I always say, doesn't matter what you need. Estimate, this, that, drop it off, come to Coaches, get some lunch, go back. Hey, man, as always, why settle for par? Go see Lamar. I love you, brother. Get into the hard right turn, man. A little more on the playoffs. Playoffs doing exactly what they designed the playoffs to do this year, and this might be the first time really in history that you've seen this in NASCAR be the way that I think that they planned it to be honest with you. When they came into this charter system, they wanted guys, smaller teams, and they wanted guys to be able to run and, at least have a show, And I think they wanted some guys to make the playoffs, and you finally see them make the playoffs, all right? And this is what I mean by that. Chase Briscoe and Harrison Burton, the only prayer they had was to win and get in this win and get in system. That's all they had. That's all they could do. There was nothing else that was going down. It was the win and in system, and that's exactly what they did. And we could really be talking about 3 spots if you look at it. And Austin Dillon, another guy below 30th in points, won Richmond. Got it taken away because of the way he did it, lost the appeals. But at the end of the day, we could be talking about 3 guys that were outside that top whatever in points that found a way to win and get in. Now, is that my cup of tea? I asked the question, would you rather see 3 more guys that are going to be a little more competitive into the playoffs? I mean, let's not forget Austin Cindric. I mean, there again, kind of another guy that really didn't have he had a shit season. I mean, let's be honest, and won a race and got in. So, I mean, it's doing what it was designed to do, but I think we're losing out on some guys that might be able to go and contend a little bit at a higher percentage. I mean, Bubba Wallace, has been coming on late. Chris Buescher there again. Ross Chastain. I mean, yeah, these guys won and they got in, but at the end of the day, we see 3 guys, maybe 4 guys that, I mean, like I said, or what are we going to contend at Atlanta? Where do you think these 3 guys are going to finish at Atlanta? I mean, we'll see. We'll see what happens. But at the end of the day, is what it is. NASCAR, this is their sandbox. They make the rules. I just hope that moving forward, whenever we do decide to make changes to the playoff system, they make some changes that really pay out more for the win, as it always does. That was kind of the whole deal with the putting more emphasis on if you win a race, it means more. But I think winning means too much now compared to consistency. So I think if you're winning, you win, that's all fine and dandy. But when we get in the playoffs, I mean, let's do away with the stage points. Let's do away with all that, and you get a point per win. That's what you get added to your total. So if you got 5 wins and you win and we start the playoffs, you got 5 more points than or a point more if a guy won 4 races. You got 1 point more than him. And then we keep track of points those last 10 between those 16 drivers. No elimination. We just keep those 16 drivers in it the whole time, able to win the championship. That's me. That's just the way I look at it. That's my thoughts on it. But I'd love to hear what you guys have to say about it. But, I mean, I could tweak it more, which we'll talk about probably as we get into the off season and maybe even a little bit more in the playoffs. But I think that's something NASCAR needs to do. If you're win, you're in. That's fine and dandy, but a win gets you a point. Do away with the stage points, this, that, yada, 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 and do away with all of it. Just go back to consistency and points. And, like I said, you get a win, it adds up. You get an extra playoff point starting the playoffs. And then 16 guys are in it, all 10 races. I mean, you never know. You never know what could happen. So that's just my outlook on it. So that's going to do it for the rubbing. Grubbing, I don't even know if we're doing grubbing tonight. At some point in time, she's gonna bring it out here. We're not really worried about it. We're kind of thrown off. It's Friday. We got some stuff going down in coaches. Is it Friday? It's Wednesday. It's my Friday. My Friday. I shouldn't even been at work today, but I would. But, thrown off a little earlier episode of Rubbing and Grubbing. We got things to do, places to go, people to see. But at the end of the day, man, thank you guys for tuning in as always. Got to give a big shout out to Coach Carl DeMasi. Hidden Prep Sports Report. You got to make sure you got on YouTube, follow that. He keeps you up to date with that Carl DeMasi Sports Report. Everything in the local area, national sports, who's coming out big in the Savannah area, football, basketball, baseball, women's, men's, hockey, swimming, bass fishing. Coach keeps it up on everything, man. I'm telling you that right now. So can't wait to get on with him later on in the season. As you guys know, I always pop on at least a couple of those to talk about the Dogs as we get later on that college football season. And maybe even a little Braves talk as we get in closer to the playoffs, which we don't have long to go, man. We're getting there. So at the end of the day, hopefully we get hot and chop on and get in there, baby. That's what I'm looking forward to. So we're going to do it. But again, make sure you follow that DeMasi Sports Report out there on YouTube. Get those subscribers and follow him, man. He does a great job. So that's going to wrap it up. A little short episode of Rubbing and Grubbing. Can't wait to see everybody out there at Atlanta this weekend. We're going to be there having a great time. Like I said, we're going to be going live over the weekend a few times, so make sure you follow us. Follow Coach's Corner as well so you can see what we're doing. Going to try to link up with a couple other guys if they're there and do some little cameos on their show. We'll find out, and there's no telling. There's no telling what is in store for Atlanta, man, when we get to Atlanta. So make sure you guys tune in Sunday and watch that race. And better yet, like I said, come up to Coach's. Enjoy it. It's the best place to watch NASCAR. I've seen how many we come. Watched one in Lawrence a few weeks back, and I've come up and watched a couple of them. So it's always something cool to keep up with, man. It's amazing. Great place. A lot of TVs. A lot of love up here. And like I said, make sure you guys come. But in the nick of time, man. In the nick of time, I got it. Looky here. Before we leave, let's see what we're eating tonight. Oh, Lord. Oh, man, we went in. Tossed fingers. Loaded bacon cheese fries. Boy, Lawrence went in. What we got here? Lemon pepper Lawrence, a little buff sauce, a little ranch, a little blue cheese. Man, I'm telling you guys, look at these loaded fries, man. The thing is loaded up. I can't wait to tear this up. I'm gonna tear this up. So, again, hope you guys have a great time, great night, great Wednesday. Tune in Sunday. Catch that race there at Hot Atlanta. Love you guys. As always, be safe. Hey, man, give everybody a hug. Tell your loved ones you love them. Give them a kiss. You never know what tomorrow is going to bring. And I meant to start the show out with it, but there's a couple people that we are thinking of today. And Miss Jeannie Foles, we are definitely thinking of. She lost her mother last night. So thoughts and prayers go out to her and Dan Foles out there. Two amazing, amazing people. Love them to death. Big supporters of Rubbing and Grubbing and everything we do here as well. So thinking about you guys. We love you guys. And thoughts and prayers with you. And I'm out, y'all. I'm out. Hallelujah, holla back. See y'all next week.